I'm going to do a real quick example to help you get started with problem A3, where it asks you to draw a vertical number line and then sketch these temperatures where they should be placed. So I've given us a sample set of temperatures here. And vertical, of course, means up and down. And so it's going to look kind of like a thermometer. But before you even start, you need to think about the scale on your number line. And by scale, I mean what you're going to be counting by on your number line. So my suggestion first is to look at the list of numbers that you're being asked to plot and think about, well, what's the highest number on your list and what's the lowest number? So on my list, it looks like the highest temperature is 102 degrees and my lowest temperature is negative 16.9 degrees. So when I'm thinking about my number line, it has to be able to stretch from clear up at least to 102 down to at least 16.9. So I'm not going to count by ones because that would be a super long vertical number line. So I'm going to think, well, I could count by 20s, I could count by 10s, I could count by 5s. There's really not a right or wrong answer as long as you are counting by that number and you don't switch from counting by 5s to counting by 1s. You are consistent. Okay, so in this example, I'll count by 10s. So what I would do is draw myself a nice straight vertical number line. I'm going to put arrows on the end to show that it goes on forever. And since I am going up a lot higher than I am going down, I'm not going to put 0 right in the center of my number line. I decided to count by 10s. I'm going to put 0 about right here, because then I would have negative 10 and negative 20 right here. And so if I wanted to go ahead and plot my negative numbers, I know that negative 2 is between 0 and negative 10, but it's a lot closer to 0. Like negative 5 would be right in the center, so I'm going to picture negative 2 about like right there. So there's my negative 2. Negative 16.9 is pretty close to negative 17, and negative 17 is almost down to negative 20. So like negative 15 would be right in the center. I'm going to say negative 16.9 is about right here. Okay, then I need to count by 10s as I go up. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, and so on. And notice I tried to keep those as equally spaced as possible. It might not be perfect, but it should be close. And so there's 10, there's 20, there's 30, and so on. There's 50, 70, 90, 110, 100, okay? And you can label every single one of those if you want. My 102, of course, is between my 100 and my 110, but a lot closer to 100, so somewhere in here. My 55 would be between 50 and 60, halfway between, so that one's a little easier. And my 79.5 is going to be very close to 80. So here's 70, here's 80. It's like almost touching that line. Okay, so there's an example of how to do a vertical number line, and go ahead and give A3 a try yourself now.